There's something about her energy that doesn't make sense. You didn't touch her, you didn't flirt, you didn't even try. And yet, something in the space between you feels like a secret she's not quite ready to tell. She's not obvious. She won't confess. She doesn't want you to know, not exactly, not yet, but she does want you to feel it. And here's the paradox. The more she's drawn to you, the more she hides it. Why? Because feminine attraction isn't loud. It's not direct. It doesn't announce itself. It leaks. In stolen glances, in laughter she can't explain, in awkward hesitations that make no sense, in the way she lingers near you long after the moment's passed. It's subtle. It's unconscious. It's hidden in micro-behaviours, tiny signals most men never notice, because most men aren't paying attention. They're chasing a yes, a number, a response. They rush through moments instead of feeling them. They listen for words instead of reading energy. And they walk right past desire, standing just 2 feet away, saying nothing. But you're not most men. You're here because you're sharpening something else, not your muscles, not your pickup lines, your awareness, your ability to move through a room and feel when something shifts, to sense when her nervous system is reacting to your presence, to notice when her body speaks what her lips won't say. Because the truth is, when a woman truly desires you, she rarely says it outright. She expresses it through subtleties, through passive signals and quiet gestures, through a code only the grounded, centered, and perceptive man can recognize. And if you don't know what those signs look like, you'll keep wondering if she ever liked you at all. But once you do, once you can read the language she does speak, you'll never have to doubt again. In this video, I'm going to give you 8 real signs a woman is secretly into you. Not the cliché stuff, not high school tactics, but the kind of signs that only calm, grounded, emotionally attuned men can pick up on. Because that is who women open up to. The man who doesn't need to ask if she's interested, because he already sees it written all over her. Welcome to Stoic Paradox, a space for men who no longer beg to be noticed, but choose instead to understand. Here's the truth no one told you. Attraction isn't about chasing, it's about seeing. Most men were taught all the wrong things. Perform, impress, pursue, be bold, be loud, win her over. But here's the problem. The feminine doesn't communicate through volume. She speaks in subtleties, in intuition, in delicate patterns most mistake for coincidence. She won't text you, "I want you." She won't say, "I can't stop thinking about you." But she'll show it. In the way her voice softens when you enter the room. In the way she finds reasons to be near you. In the way her laughter lingers just a little too long. Now, let's break the code. And begin. She laughs a little too long, even when what you said wasn't that funny. And yet, 99% of men miss this. Not because they're weak, but because they're distracted. They're watching her lips when they should be watching her silence. They're waiting for permission when all they really need is perception. A high-value man, a grounded, stoic man, doesn't ask, "Does she like me?" He knows. Not because she said it, but because her body already did. Desire isn't always loud. In fact, the deeper it runs, the quieter it becomes. It shows up in her nervous energy, in how she recalls that small thing you said 2 weeks ago, in the way she lingers just a little too long at the end of a conversation, hoping you'll say something, anything, to keep her there. Here's the truth. When a woman is into you, she hides it. Not to play games, but because real vulnerability, raw, feminine vulnerability, is terrifying. She wants to be seen, but only by the man who sees her without being told. She wants to be chosen, but only by the man whose presence makes her feel safe, not sold. So this isn't about pickup lines or tactics. It's about something deeper. It's about reading feminine energy with emotional intelligence, with stillness, with clarity. It's about slowing down enough to truly observe and being grounded enough to receive. Because when you can do that, you unlock a world of quiet signals, subtle tells, and deep desire, a world most men never even notice. In this video, I'll share 8 quiet, often overlooked things women do when they're secretly into you. Not what they say, but what their presence confesses in silence. Because the masculine doesn't dominate the moment, it anchors it. And when your presence makes her feel safe, calm, and truly seen, she gives herself permission to feel what she's been hiding all along. The only question is, will you be the kind of man who sees it? Let's begin. Sign number 1. She lingers in your presence when the moment should already be over. She should have left. The moment had passed, the conversation winding down, people drifting away. But she didn't. She stayed. Her feet remained still. Her smile lingered. Her eyes held just a little longer than they needed to. She stretched those final moments like they mattered. Because they did. This wasn't small talk anymore. It was gravity. She didn't want to leave, not because of what you said, but because of how it feels when she's near you. That quiet calm, that steady presence, that subtle, unspoken electricity that defies logic. It's not about words, it's about comfort, chemistry, and that gentle voice inside her whispering, "Don't walk away from this. Not yet." When she's into you, she won't always step closer. Sometimes she just stops pulling away. Sign 2. She remembers your words and repeats them without even realizing it. You might have said it once, casually in passing, but she caught it. Not just the words, but the tone, the feeling, the moment. Did you ever fix that motorcycle? You still listen to that weird band? I remember what you said about your dad. That stuck with me. This isn't just memory, it's emotional bookmarking. You didn't just pass through her ears, you left a mark on her emotional world. When a woman recites your words, it means she's already woven you into the story she's telling herself. That's not attention. That's intimacy in its earliest form. Sign 3. She's calm with everyone except you. With you, her words stumble, her hands fidget, her laugh escapes a little too easily. She's not trying to impress you. She's trying to manage how much she's feeling. That nervous energy? That's what happens when attraction meets uncertainty. When she's drawn to you but unsure what to do with it. The most honest sign she's into you isn't her confidence. It's the cracks in it, the moments her composure slips and you catch a glimpse of the storm beneath her calm. Don't tease it. Don't fix it. Just be steady. That's how she falls even harder. Sign 4. Her eyes speak first, and they always come back. She scans the room, then you. Back to the room, back to you. It's subtle, barely noticeable unless you know what to watch for. Her gaze isn't random. It's reassurance. She's drawn to you, but she's also seeking confirmation. Even if she's afraid you'll notice, part of her wants you to. Because her eyes, they betray what her voice won't say. And that second glance, the one that lingers just a moment longer than necessary, that's the confession. Don't stare, don't pressure. Just meet her gaze with calm presence. Because when she's into you, her eyes will tell you long before her words ever do. Sign number 5. Her rhythm syncs with yours, and she doesn't even realize it. You lean casually against a wall, and moments later she adjusts to match your stance. You slow your speech and she follows suit. You take a sip of your drink. So does she. This isn't imitation, it's resonance. Her nervous system is syncing with yours. Because the feminine doesn't just crave attention, it craves safety, stability, and presence. When a woman begins to mirror you, it's a sign you've become the emotional anchor in the space. Your calm isn't just seen, it's felt. She doesn't need you to entertain her. She just needs to feel like her world makes more sense when you're around. And when that happens, she mirrors not to impress, but because she's beginning to trust. Sign number 6. She keeps crossing your path over and over again. You bump into her twice in 1 week. Suddenly, she's showing up in places she never used to be. "Oh hey, fancy seeing you here," she says casually, but her eyes give her away. They say, "I was hoping you'd notice." A woman won't always chase, but she'll orbit. She'll place herself just close enough to feel your gravity, without ever admitting that she's aligned herself to you. When she's interested, she doesn't beg for your attention. She creates opportunities for you to give it, if you're aware enough to see it, and man enough to act on it. Attraction dissolves the idea of coincidence. When she keeps showing up in your world, she's not lost, she's circling. Sign number 7. She plays rough, then softens, just in case. She teases you, throws a playful jab, laughs at something you said, but then she quickly softens. Her voice gentles. Her eyes go warm. She says something kind, almost like she wants to make sure you didn't take it the wrong way. This isn't just flirtation. It's a subtle test. She's probing your strength, not your muscles, but your emotional composure. Can you handle her spark without flinching? Can you stay steady without needing to overpower? She wants to know if her energy will break you, or if you'll remain unshaken. Because if you can hold your ground in play, you just might be strong enough to hold space in love. And when you pass that test, when you remain grounded and respond with ease, that's when she melts. Because she's not looking for someone to fight her. She's looking for someone strong enough that she doesn't have to sign number 8. She tries to impress you, but pretends not to. She shows up dressed slightly different around you. Mentions a new accomplishment. Casually, almost accidentally, talks about something meaningful she's working on, but shrinks it down like it's no big deal. That's not arrogance, that's selective self-reveal. She's putting herself on display, but subtly she wants you to see her, not just her beauty, but her value, her depth, her character, her story. Because when a woman is secretly into you, she doesn't want to be desired just for her body. She wants to be admired by someone who sees beneath the surface. The question isn't, is she showing off? The question is, what part of herself is she hoping you'll notice first? Because that's the part of her already reaching for your attention. If you recognized even one of these signs, let me tell you something. Few men ever hear you're already ahead of the curve, because most men are too distracted, too reactive, too focused on getting a response to ever notice what's quietly being offered to them in silence. But you've chosen awareness over desperation, observation over assumption, stoic clarity over emotional chaos. And that, my friend, is the mark of a man she can't ignore. Because here is the brutal truth. A woman doesn't need you to chase her. She needs you to understand her, not to impress her, but to feel her subtle cues without her needing to explain them, not to flood her with attention, but to remain calm while she gives you the signal to lead. And if you want to become the kind of man who doesn't wonder if she likes him, but can already see it in her eyes, then stay with this channel at Old Stoic. We don't teach tricks, we teach visioned stillness, emotional mastery, the kind of masculine depth that makes a woman feel more seen in one silent glance than she's ever felt in 1,000 conversations. So if that speaks to something inside, you subscribe now, like this video to keep it in your rotation, and comment below. Which of these 8 signs have you experienced without realizing what it meant? Until now, this is more than attraction. It's a practice, a way of seeing, a Stoic way of living, where every moment holds meaning and every quiet gesture reveals the truth. Until next time, stay calm, stay grounded, and let the world come to you. This is, and you're exactly where you need,